When I say Twitter is one of my favorite social media platforms, generally the reaction I get is, but what do you tweet about? Nobody cares about what you have for breakfast. I just don't get Twitter. What's the point? Don't act like you haven't had those thoughts too. And that's okay. When you haven't used Twitter, it can be pretty overwhelming. So today I'm going to break down how to use Twitter effectively for your brand, your business, and even on a personal level. And just to clarify, this is not a tutorial to go over what a hashtag is and the technical details of Twitter, because I feel like you can probably figure those things out on your own. And if you want some help, I've actually created a Twitter checklist to get you started on the right foot using Twitter effectively. There's a link below. Just hit that link and you can download a copy for yourself. One of the biggest hurdles people have is, how do I build a following? Well, this is an organic process, but you can also expedite the process by doing a few simple tricks. One of the things that I recommend when you're getting started is find your people. If you have a niche and you're in a specific space, find people who share similar audiences to you, find brands and influencers that you can connect with and follow. And there's a few ways that you can do this. So you're engaging in the right conversations and you're finding the right people to engage with and follow you back. Say you're a fashion blogger. This is a really general example, but you'll understand what I mean. So you type in the hashtag fashion. You're seeing people who are talking about fashion in real time. Some of it will be garbage and you don't really want to engage with some of the people involved in those conversations, but you will find people who are actively involved, maybe other fashion bloggers that you can connect with. And it's as simple as replying to their content or retweeting their content and just engaging them. And then they know who you are, they're aware of you, and hopefully they'll follow you back. Another great tool for finding your people is geo-targeting. So I use Hootsuite for all my social media platforms, but for Twitter in specific, it's a really powerful tool. And they have one feature where you can geo-target certain keywords. So like I said, you can use hashtags to find people, but that's going to broaden the search to around the world. Whereas with this tool, you can do it for specific cities within 25-kilometer radius or whatever the distances that you want to do. So like I said, maybe you're a fashion blogger in Vancouver. You can type in the hashtag fashion or hashtag fashion blogger, whatever else there is. I'm not a fashion blogger, I'm not too sure, but you type that in and then you do it in a geo-targeted search stream and you'll see in real time who in Vancouver is talking about those subjects. Those again are the people that you want to connect with and the people that are going to be interested in what you're talking about because you share similar interests. Once you've identified your niche, you'll find that there's certain people that engage with you a little more than others. So you want to support the people who support you and build out your really solid core crew of people that you connect with on the platform. So a great way to do this and to narrow down your focus is if you're following people, you can create lists, public or private, and you actually don't even have to be following these people to put them into a list. And what it does is instead of going to your stream, your feed on Twitter and seeing all of these different people coming up, it narrows it down. So you can populate a list of maybe 10 people that you're highly engaged with, and every single day you can check that list and go in and favorite their tweets and retweet their tweets and reply to them and activate conversations. So it's a great way to keep the dialogue going. So you're not using it specifically to just have it be a monologue and talk at people, but you're using it to actually create long-lasting relationships. A great way to expand your reach as a brand or an individual is through influencer outreach. So this is kind of a buzzword. I'm sure you've heard it a lot. But you find the people in your space who have really big followings and a highly engaged audience. Also, that's a little side note, just because people have a lot of followers doesn't necessarily mean that anybody's listening to them. And you can tell by looking at their feed and seeing how many people favorite their tweets or retweet their tweets. That's a little side topic. But what you can do is you find the influencers in your space, again, create a specific list for them and go in every single day and engage with those people, ask them questions, reach out to them for advice. Use it to create a dialogue with these people that are maybe on a level that you want to get to. It's a great way to expand your brand visibility because if they do respond back to you, their audience is going to see that and then they're more apt to follow you. A word you probably hear often when it comes to Twitter and something that's also become a buzzword in the last little while is trending topics. So easy description of this is on Twitter, you'll see that there's a list of topics on the left-hand side of the screen, and that's all of the most popular topics from around the world, and you can also narrow it down to cities as well as countries to see what's going on locally or nationally. So Why these are important is there's a right way and a wrong way to capitalize on trending topics. And we've seen some bad examples from brands and some good examples from brands. But what you can do with these is if they're remotely related to what your brand is involved in, or you can somehow engage in the conversation that's happening around these trending topics, it puts you on a much broader scale because you're going to come up in the feed where all of those hashtags are coming through the stream. So people all over the world who are searching through these this specific hashtag, this trending topic, are going to see your brand. So that's a great tool to get your brand a lot more exposure, but you have to use it in the right way and in an appropriate way. Otherwise, it really can blow up in your face. Back to one of the big questions about Twitter, what do you tweet about? I feel like we've kind of covered this with finding your niche and finding people with similar interests, because that is going to provide you with content that you can retweet and engage with. But a great solution to figuring out what the heck you want to talk about is being really clear on what your brand is about and what kind of content best represents that, and what do you read on a day-to-day basis. So, or what kind of industry publications are out there. Those are the places where you're going to find content to use on Twitter. So I'll use myself as an example. I'm in the social media video marketing space, so tech space as well. So I look at things like Fast Company, Mashable, Hootsuite. Also going to those publications, I do it every single day. Every morning I look for about 20 minutes and I find great content to share. And I use tools like Hootsuite to pre-schedule my content throughout the week or throughout the day to make it easy on myself and to consistently keep my account active. Another trick when it comes to content is diversifying. So yes, Twitter is a text-based medium, 140 characters to get your point across, but there is one little trick that just came out. So they've changed the retweet functionality where you can add a comment above a tweet. So that expands the amount of characters that you can use, which is a great tool. But also using pictures. Those are a great way to cut through the clutter. And just recently, Twitter came out with native video. So you can upload 30-second videos directly to Twitter. Again, great way to stand out in a feed so that people actually click on your content and follow you or engage with you. So those are all great ways to find good content to start to share with your audience. And also pay attention to what people react to. What kind of content is getting the most favorites or retweets or replies? That's the kind of content you want to continue to share. So that's a great way to influence the way that you build your Twitter strategy. So when it comes to connecting with people, there's another tool that you can use that isn't public. So you're not doing it in your Twitter feed, but DMs, so the direct messages, are private messages on Twitter. And a recent update now allows anybody to opt in to allow everybody to be able to DM them. So this is new because generally before you had to be following each other mutually in order to be able to have a private conversation. So why this is important is, say you're a restaurant and maybe you're getting some negative feedback. This will allow your customers to provide you with feedback in a private forum as opposed to a public forum. Also for reporters, this is a great tool because you're not going to reveal your sources and you can easily reach out to people. So you want to turn that opt-in on if you want everybody to be able to send you private messages. That won't be something that everybody wants to do, but it is a great option. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, to help get you started with Twitter, I've got a Twitter checklist that I've created, and you can download it with the link below this video. So make sure you head over there and download that for yourself. It'll really help you figure out exactly how to build your Twitter strategy and to start building your community. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends, hit the like button below, and remember to subscribe because I do new video marketing and social media tips every single Tuesday. And if you have a request for a tutorial, let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.